Thank you, and good evening. I am one of the happiest women in this room. And I say one because someone else told me they just got married or something. But it gives me so much joy to present our Corporate Champion Award to a friend. And I just recall the first real friendship moment we had, and it was, 10 years ago, and we had already furnished a building that we hadn't bought the lot for. We didn't know how we were gonna build it, but you know, those were just details. So we were moving along to deal with the furniture aspect. And this young lady came forward and she said, Faye, I want you all to go to one of our manufacturing plants and witness what we can do for the YWCA. So I said, okay. She said, get your team and meet me at the Van Nuys Airport. And I said, she's making furniture in a hangar. No. We boarded a Learjet and was whisked away to Holland, Michigan. And it was about midway the tour, the trip, that I, sitting in this gorgeous beige leather seating, being served champagne, I stood and put my hands to the sky and said, I'll never fly Southwest again. And Lori said, you go, girl. You always got to have the very best. And she was right. The moral of the story is I still fly Southwest. But I found the very best on that trip, and that was Lori. She not only became a business partner, she became a committed friend that never failed. She's with me. She tells us about, don't do this, and she introduced me to the whole notion of feng shui. Y'all know what that is. I know even better now, and I'm about to be introduced to yoga, so pray for me. But I thought it was no better person more suited, because she's been with us in so many different ways to fuel the power within for us to achieve what it is we have. So ladies and gentlemen, let me invite to the stage a young lady who can change the whole pattern of your living and cause you to think you can fly in a Learjet anytime you want. Lori Tierney, our champion. This award is very befitting because it's filled with chocolate kisses.
Oh my goodness. We're going to take a picture first, and then we can take it. Thank you, Faye. Good evening, everyone. I'm still flying Southwest. Oh my goodness. Thanks to all of you that made this award, amazing award, possible, from the YWCA, Job Corps, the Board of Directors, and Friends of the Community. It is truly an honor to be here tonight sharing this event with our esteemed Soramundi awardee, Congresswoman Lucille Roybal Allard, a woman of great determination. I have much admiration for you and the work you do to better our world, so thank you. I have to say that when I first learned of this honor, I immediately thought, not many of you would probably go this route, but I immediately thought of the hero of Cuban independence. Carol Schatz, this is for you. His name is Freemason Jose Marti. If you are not familiar with Jose, he is famous for his bucket list quote about what everyone ought to do before they die. First, you should have a son, plant a tree, write a book, and get an award. And then I started to check all those boxes, and I thought, yikes, I hope this isn't the end for me. I have so much more to do. So I am honored to be here tonight with all of you, but I ask you, who wouldn't follow Faye Washington anywhere she goes? Let's give her a hand for being the inspiration for this award for all of us. Thank you, too, to all the team members at the YWCA, GLA, and the Job Corps that have worked with us over the years. You are indeed our family. And speaking of family, there is another very strong, inspirational woman in the house tonight who, without her love and support, I would definitely not be here. My mom, who came at 85 all the way from Arizona to see if this was actually real. So stand up, Mom. It's pretty darn good for 85. A special thank you to my friends that came out to support me tonight and our team at Unisource Solutions, Ken and Jim Kastner, Betsy Klein, Aaron Thompson, Mark Nelson, for their ongoing support of the YWCA. I take great pride in working for a company that offers equal opportunities for women and fosters diversity as part of its core values. Thank you, Ken Kastner, for encouraging those values. And my thanks to our friends and partners at the Hayworth Corporation, Dick Hayworth, Ron France, and Celeste Altamari, for their unwavering support throughout the years. This award really belongs to our collective teams, and I thank each of you for all your hard work over the years. Tonight's true hero, though, true heroes here tonight are the Job Corps students. So thank you, Job Corps students, for inspiring the business community here tonight to help support your dreams for the perfect job. For without you, there would be no Rhapsody Ball. So please give the students a big hand. All right, so let's shift gears. How many of you here tonight, this evening, were at the recent grand opening ceremonies for the new YWCA Job Corps building downtown? Raise your hand if you were there. It's an impressive space, isn't it? While I was touring the building that day, I happened to be standing in Faye's office with two women. I don't know if you're here in the audience, but they were admiring the view of her downtown skyline. And then their attention turned to Faye's desk chair, which happens to have an unusual snow leopard throw over the back. And they said to me, "I'll bet there is a story that goes with that." And of course, there is. So if you can see that, I think there's a photo of the chair coming up. So while we were making selections for fabric and furniture for Faye's office, she and I were reminiscing about the past 10 years, Faye's goal to build a building against all odds, and mine to finally finish my book, Cougar Yoga. When Faye heard the book title, she laughed hysterically and she said, "I'm a cougar too, I'm a cougar too." Watch out, Vernon. And my response to her was that yes, indeed, Faye, you are, as defined by our Lakota friends who teach about animal allies and totems and their characteristics. For in fact, the cougar totem is about courage in the face of adversity, fearless pursuit of one's goals and dreams, and to never, never, never give up, no matter what gets thrown in your path. So yes, Faye, you are indeed an honorary Lakota cougar. However, the story goes on. There was a young 22-year-old designer at that worked for us that was also at that same meeting. And she bartended on the weekends, and she immediately set us both straight. She said, "Oh no, you both are way too old to be cougars. We call the women your age that come in snow leopards." So that is how the snow leopard throw on Faye's chair came to be. But there is definitely a cougar to be reckoned with that's sitting in front of it. There are many strong find visionary female leaders in history that we can compare Faye Washington to. Amelia Earhart. She took off, like Faye, wasn't exactly sure where the flight was headed. Unlike Faye, we don't know where she landed, but we're still talking about her. Clara Barton, head of the Red Cross. Clara wasn't afraid of getting her hands dirty, neither is Faye. Oprah is TV next for our Faye. Sally Ride, first woman in space. Just close your eyes and go for it. Annie Oakley, sharpshooter. Like Faye, she never took her eye off the target. Florence Nightingale started the nursing profession. Like Faye, she just nursed things along until they got better. But when I think of Faye and how from the first day I met her and heard about her dream to build a building in downtown on a city block to, as she put it, to house my babies, I thought more along the lines of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Faye to me is more of a swashbuckling urban archaeologist like Indy on pursuit of the Grail Cup. If you saw the film, there was an amazing scene where Indiana had overcome one obstacle after another, only to find himself at the precipice of a deep ravine he must cross to reach the cave guarded by the Knights Templar where the Holy Grail resided. The $90 million stimulus package was not invented yet. And so the divide was greater than anything any mere mortal could cross and hope to survive. So what did Indy do? He closed his eyes, prayed, and then stepped out into thin air to a grand leap of faith, or faith. And magically, a beautiful crystal bridge appeared from within the mountain to support the steps across the Great Divide to the cave housing the Holy Grail. I think there's a picture of that with Faye doing her thing. Now, the room held many cups, some of which were filled with quite a bit of bling. And we all know how Faye loves her bling. But I have faith that our Faye would have selected the humble hand-carved carpenter's cup, the true Holy Grail, just as she did when faced with every kind of adversity on a project very few could have undertaken with her grace and tenacity. For all our sakes, I certainly hope Faye Washington continues to find and build crystal bridges of Faye downtown for all of us to follow. Thank you for your inspiration, this wonderful award, but most importantly, thank you, Faye, for your friendship. And to each and every one of you who attended tonight, my thanks to you. And please, please continue to give generously tonight and into the future, especially all of the banks and corporations that are out there tonight, to help support Faye's babies. They are, after all, our future. As our Lakota friends have so eloquently said, we have not inherited the earth from our ancestors. We are indeed borrowing it from our unborn children. Thank you very much for your